All right, good morning. Riley and I are ready to start the day here. This is where Riley and I spent the night last night. Today is day number 134, Friday, September 13th. We're getting off to earlier start than yesterday, definitely. It's still chilly, so I have both of my shirts on. Hold up, buddy. And I have my rain jacket on. Riley, hold up. Hold up, Riley. We're just tangled up, so any movement that Riley makes forward, he's pulling on my legs with the leash. All right, so we're just gonna go right up to Riley, come on. Just take a look right here on Mount Webster here at the summit, since we're right here. So this is the rocky summit of Mount Webster, a little cairn there. This is it. Looks like a lot of other views that we have seen. That's where the sun is right now. All right, so we're gonna continue on. And just take it step by step. Thank goodness we had a safe night last night. And didn't try to push too hard by hiking in the dark. I'm very low on food, so I'm gonna need to figure that out. I only have 2 dehydrated meals left, plus a little bit of dog food. So that is a problem to be solved. We're 3 miles away, a little over 3 miles away from Mizpah Spring Hut. And definitely gonna stop in there when I get there. Hopefully they have food in the hiker box, and hopefully they have some leftovers from breakfast. All right, I think we are at Mount Jackson now. There's a trail called Webster Jackson Trail. I'm guessing that is for someone named Webster and someone named Jackson. The Jackson, I'm guessing, all I can think of is Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson. I think he was the 20th president of the US. And Webster, the only famous Webster I know is Daniel Webster, the famous orator. So I should look up who Webster and Jackson are when I have a chance. But so I think we've done 1.4 miles since leaving our campsite, and we have 1.7 to go to get to the hut. And there's people out there. All right. So I think this is the actual, well, this is just another view, but there's a big cairn here. So we're still on the summit of Mount Jackson. There was a couple here with a dog that we met, and they gave me trail mix. And they said, the guy just offered it to me, and I said, thank you. Yes, I would love some trail mix. They are doing the New Hampshire 48, which I believe is 48 peaks over 4,000 feet. And they said this is number 35, and they had a little dog with them named Chica. So we chatted for a bit, and they are headed back down the Webster Jackson Trail. And we're gonna continue on that way. I'm just gonna get a few more bites of this trail mix here. Riley likes trail mix too. I'm giving him these little bits of cereal here as a snack. Good boy. All right, we finally made it to Mizpah Spring Hut. Hallelujah. We took the Webster Cliff Trail here, and we just gotta continue. Looks like we continue that way, but we're gonna stop into the hut here. Mount Pierce is ahead of us. All right.
Riley.
Hello, Riley. Yes, we have our wonderful friends taking some video of us as we just came up from Mizpah Spring Hut, and now is this Mount Pierce, by the way?
Right over there, right behind us.
Okay, we're gonna get to Mount Pierce soon. So thank you. All right, so this is Mount Pierce. Lots of people up here today. Riley doesn't want to leave because there's so many people. So Mount Washington is not the mountain like directly in front of us, but the one above that and to the right is Mount Washington. And it might be too hard to see in the video, but I can see like some towers on top of the mountain. And that makes sense because there's lots of structures on top of Mount Washington. All right, we gotta go, Riley. Come on, let's go. We're continuing our hike towards Lakes of the Clouds Hut and towards Mount Washington. That mountain high in the distance, right in front of us, is Mount Washington. And the mountain right to our immediate left here, I believe, is Mount Eisenhower. Riley, let's just get down to lower ground here. It is warm and sunny right now. So far on our hike out of Mizpah Spring Hut, you've seen like 20 hikers going south and only one hiker passed us going north. And that northbound hiker was, well, two hikers so far have passed us going north, but the first hiker was a while ago, and then we've seen a bunch of southbound hikers. And that's all served to slow us down and make Riley just want to stop each time they come. But another northbound hiker, well, Riley actually requested a break a short while ago. And then while we were taking the break, another northbound hiker caught up to us and passed us. And so now Riley's motivated again to go forward, thankfully. And I was able to see him a little while ago. Like, essentially, it seems like we're going to be following, well, we're following the trail, of course, but I think the trail basically just goes right up over in that direction of the mountain. And while I was up there, I could see the guy that passed us off in the distance, but he's rounded the bend and I can't see him anymore. But it's kind of cool that we have good visibility here to kind of see where we're going. We're no longer in the quote-unquote green tunnel. It's quite beautiful out here, but I'm not really taking the time to smell the roses. All that's on my mind really is how are we going to stay safe tonight, depending on where we get. So at least I've heard that it's not supposed to rain. Riley, calm down. So that's good. One option is to get up to Mount Washington and then get a ride down from someone. Another option, of course, is just to try to hike over Mount Washington, which almost certainly would entail some night hiking and using my headlamp. So we'll see. Mount Washington straight ahead. So far away still, but definitely closer than it was before. The guy that I met this morning on top of Mount Jackson, in addition to giving me trail mix, which was absolutely delicious, he had an excellent ratio of M&Ms to other things in the trail mix, so it was extra chocolatey and delicious. He also gave me four sticks of Trident chewing gum, and I'm chewing one of them now. For some reason, I never find time to brush my teeth out here, so in addition to tasting good, I'm hoping that chewing gum is helping to clean my teeth a little bit. Also, the Mt Webster and Mt Jackson where we stayed last night, and then we crossed over Mt Jackson this morning. There's this trail called the Webster Jackson Trail, and I saw access to it on both Mt Webster and Mt Jackson. So someone seeing that trail might be confused and think there was a person named Webster Jackson. I'm pretty sure that's not the case, and then it's just called that because I assume it starts off at US Route 302, and then it splits off at some point with one portion leading to Mount Webster and the other portion leading to Mount Jackson. Pretty sure that's why it's called the Webster Jackson Trail. Blue skies ahead. This is Mount Monroe to our left. I know these things because there are signs on the trail. So we just passed a sign that indicated the path up that mountain is called the Mount Monroe Loop, which goes up and over the summit. So, seems to be the case that must be Mount Monroe, and Mount Washington is still way, way off in the distance. When we get to Lakes of the Clouds Hut, we'll be 1.5 miles away from the summit, and it'll be all uphill. And Riley wants to take a break here, so we'll take a short break. All right, so that is Mount Washington up there. The structures are just barely visible. And I am a happy boy now. I guess I can be seen easier here with the light on me. And this right here is called the Dungeon. It's very windy here. I'm currently at Lakes of the Clouds Hut, and I got here a little before 4 p.m. and I kindly asked the people here if I would be allowed to sleep in the dungeon with Riley. So generally dogs are not allowed in the huts in the White Mountains.
But I just kindly asked if I would be allowed to sleep here, even though I had Riley, and they allowed me to. They said that it's okay if it's in the dungeon, because he's not going to bother any guests down here. So I am very glad. So we only hiked 7.7 miles today from Mount Webster to here, but this totally avoids the problem of trying to get up Mount Washington and then and then trying to find a campsite tonight. Like once we get on top of Mount Washington, the next hut is Madison Springs Hut, or just Madison Hut. And that's like over 5 miles from the summit of Mount Washington. And the terrain would be very just typical White Mountain terrain. It would be challenging. And I just feel a lot better being able to do it tomorrow morning, with a full day. And on top of that, I'm generally, hikers can try to do work for stay at the huts where they're allowed to stay for free in exchange for doing work. And to stay in the dungeon, it costs like $10. But they're allowing me to do a work for stay. It's kind of like a hybrid. So I'm staying in the dungeon because I have my dog, but I'm going to help out with some light chores like doing dishes after dinner. And in exchange for that, I don't have to pay to stay here. And also I will be able to eat leftovers from dinner, and then also leftovers from breakfast tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna, and they also had some leftovers from breakfast out when we got here. So I was able to feed Riley like 2 large bowls of oatmeal, which is great. And I've also been able to, they had just a lot of oatmeal. So I have like all my peanut butter jars filled with oatmeal so I can pack that out tomorrow. And so our food problems are getting resolved and continuing to make progress. So tomorrow we'll get over Mount Washington, and but tonight I'm looking forward to just having a good night, relaxing night, eating some good food, and talking with the other hikers, and doing the chores and eating leftovers. Just very glad. So I'm going to close it out for the day. Today's Friday the 13th. I'm just very, very glad to be here tonight. So hope everyone who's watching this is doing well also. And Riley right now, by the way, he's in the front of the hut with another hiker who's very fond of dogs. I'm going to go back up and check on him. He's got his warm coat on right now to keep warm. And yeah, I'll say goodnight, and we will check in tomorrow. Okay, bye for now.
So this is the dinner scene at Lakes of the Clouds Hut. Lots of happy people getting ready to eat their dinner.
This would all not be possible, so thank you so much. And if you want to become a member, you can find one of us at the desk later on tonight. Probably Lisa. She's great. She's our info call too. Lisa! Yeah! We have some rules for this evening?
Yeah, so one thing about dinner here at the Huts is we serve family style. So we're going to put the food at the end, and besides soup, we'll serve that. But make sure everybody gets first before you take seconds as you pass the entrees down and whatnot. Also, we pack everything out that you don't eat on our back, so take what you want, but we ask that you eat all that you take. It's very appreciated. There's also, for the same reason, a distinct lack of napkins on your table. So if you do spill something, feel free to wipe it up with your sleeve or your neighbor's sleeve. Or you can hail one of us down and we'll
Not
come
through
right back.
hikers.
Or just lick it up.
Yeah, through hiker
with
with
spilling focaccia bread, tomato soup, an alpine garden salad made with real endangered species plants, and a veggie pot pie for the main option, and of course a super secret special dessert. We are not at liberty to discuss at this moment. So yeah, for soup, we do, it can get kind of loud in here, so we do hand signals. So if you want a full bowl of soup, you're going to do a little raise the roof. If you want a half bowl, you're going to do a little shimmy. And then if you don't want any soup, you're going to give me a little handful. And with that, we will be right back with your soup. Thank you so much.
The camera doesn't do it justice.
No, not at all.
Not at all. That sunset is
I wish they could make
absolutely
a camera
beautiful.
that can see it like my eyes see it.
Yeah.
This is unreal.
Beautiful sunset here. I just completed my my task, my chore for the evening for my work for stay. I did a freezer inventory and looked through their freezer and tallied up all the items that they have and how many of each item. And now I am going back inside. So this is, the sun has set and it's a beautiful horizon over there. Mount Washington is up there. Can't see the structures anymore because the clouds are hanging low. This is Lakes of the Clouds hut, and in there are guests who are finishing up their dinner, and there's the moon, and Riley is out front, secured to the bench, and he's got his jacket on, and he's got several of my jackets as blankets to keep him warm, and it's not that cold out right now, and it's about time to eat some dinner here. So nice to be here. Mr. Riley, hello. Doing okay? Good boy. Good boy.